Meanwhile, Eskom has achieved a net profit of 83 million rand for 6 months to September 2020, but don't get too excited. The troubled parastatal says its financial performance is expected to deteriorate in the second half of the financial year due to what it says are seasonality factors with increased summer maintenance and also expenditure required to ensure the security of supply. All of that, it says, coupled with reduced demand and lower summer tariffs. Energy watcher from EE Intelligence, Chris Yellend, good afternoon to you and welcome. That profit line, I would suggest, is absolutely meaningless. Eskom still finds itself in a black hole that's getting deeper and deeper.
Yeah, let's just put it into context, Jeremy. Let's just say there's 83 million rand profit for the first 6 months, but there's going to be 22,000 million loss in the second 6 months. So I think you can see an 83 million rand profit compared to a 22,000 million rand loss. It means that effectively they've broken even in the first half and will run into a massive loss in the second half, which is absolutely normal in Eskom due to the seasonality of their business as you described.
And again, we're hearing the same refrain from Eskom that it's in trouble because, and I quote, tariffs not being cost reflective, and what is of more concern perhaps is municipal arrears debt growing to 32.9 billion from 25.1. On that one, there is just simply no control over the process, is there?
Yeah, it's certainly, the municipal arrear debt just rises and rises, and it's been like this for many years. And it just seems that government and Eskom and local authorities and communities cannot get their head around the solutions to this problem. And it's really having a massive impact on Eskom. On their cash flow, and ultimately they have to write off this debt, which means they take a big loss as they write it off. So it plays havoc with their financials, it plays havoc with their credit rating, and it's one of the major problems facing the utility.
Is there a glimmer of good news here? Andre de Ruyter, the Chief Executive Officer, he's been in the job for a year now, says, and I quote, the power utility has a reliability maintenance program that's in full swing, more than 15% of capacity under planned maintenance, equivalent to more than 2 large power stations. He's confident, from what I read, that is starting to bear fruit. Down the line, that might assist the process or not?
There are diminishing returns and increasing costs to maintenance. Of course, you do have to maintain. You have to do this deep-level maintenance. But this is not the solution to the problems of Eskom, because the plant is old and getting older every year. The energy availability factor is very low at the moment, about 65%, and it's lower this year than it was last year. And last year it was lower than it was the previous year. So there's a consistent decline in the energy availability factor. And the most that I think that this deep-level maintenance can achieve in the longer term is to stabilize the energy availability factor at the current low levels. The solution to improving the energy availability factor ultimately will come from new generation capacity that performs like new capacity, that has a high energy availability factor of typically 80% or more. And this then slowly brings the average energy availability factor up as the old plant gets decommissioned and put to bed, and the new plant assumes greater and greater significance in the mix.
All right, from EE Intelligence Energy Watcher Chris Yellend, as always, thank you very much for joining us.